Good afternoon, all. After a long time, we are interacting with each other. So, have you ever surprised the whole world is driven by which thing? Every of the human action, every deed we are doing, everything we are watching, everything that is become input for our mind, these all things are driven by some instantaneous actions, and these who control these actions, better to say, and how these actions are performed. you know you see that sometimes we are filled with whole energy, sometimes we are too lethal, sometimes we are filled with sorrow, sometimes we are filled with life of miserability. But how, who drive all these questions, and why some people are still happy, and why why other are fighting? The core question is why some are still happy and other are fighting. uh, the real thing is the whole thing is driven by a fuel. uh, for example, a person A bought a new car, and he know that the car is running on gasoline, and by mistake he fill the tanker with uh, full capacity as it hold. And as a new car, it's a cheap but best price car. It's obviously it's have a rank, all the family persons are jealous that person bought a new car. But when he start test drive, suddenly the car has been accident by a roadside. But you see, the everything is good. Why? The minor mistake is uh, the driver of the car was no so uh, expert, he is not so cool, he is not so skillful. In the second case, a person B have an old car whose efficiency is not so good, but still it working, and he is covering a good distance in the spontaneous and the fixed time. But the condition of car is too old, so it is not uh, so lucrative, and it give enjoy to the person B. In the third scenario, there is another car holder person whose car is not so new or not so old, but it regularly repaired, it have a good maintenance, the driver is sophisticated, skillful, and he know when to accelerate more and when to retard it, when to have a good turn and where have to stop. So that car is fully providing and good satisfaction between a good time to the driver. So what we conclude from the three car holder, that is the same thing that happen around us. The first one is a new car and filled with whole capacity of gasoline, but it got accidented. Why? That is driver was not so skillful. In the second scenario, the car was too old and not regularly updated, so it's working, the driver was so good, but its working was not so efficient. But in the third scenario, the driver was efficient, skillful, the car was regularly maintained, and so it's give satisfaction and it's working properly. In the same sense, in our daily life, when we are drive the first car, obviously, and we are not so good driver, we will suffer an accident. If in the second scenario, if our car is good, if our car is not properly maintained, yet we are good driver, we will not reach the destination at the right time with satisfaction. And in the third case, if we have an old one but it's regular maintained, it's have a good maintenance, obviously, and we are good driver, we will achieve our destination within time, and we will able to perform a satisfactory work. From the analogy, we can find out that in the three examples, the fuel is our emotions, the car body is our wisdom, and the most important, the driver is the logic or the direction in our life. Gentlemen, you will surprise those who are instantaneous, those who are illogical. They have good amount of emotions, a furious amount of emotion, better, a best body, better to say best wisdom, what they will suffer the accidental of their life. In the second case, if we have a wisdom, we have a logic, but if we have not emotions, our life is not so will be happy, or we will achieve everything too late. But in the third case, if our emotions are in the good direction, our body is, our wisdom is control our emotions, shapes, and our logic is the reason, our logic is the best, then our life become heaven, our life become blissful, our life become peaceful. So those who only think about the fuel, emotions are too dangerous thing. An emotional person, if it's not logical person, it will ruin everything, the whole world. Since the inception of human being, we are coming an interesting point. We are knowing an interesting point, better to say. Those who are emotional always rule by those who were logical. This is historical fact. If you are logical, you will rule an emotional person, because emotions are not bad, emotions are powerful, they are fuel. If they are not used in the proper direction, they will become harmful to ourselves. So if we are not using logic and we are driven by emotions, obviously it will hurt a family, an individual, a society, a nation, or even international order. So logic is something what it's the permanent thing. Logic is what that is the truth. Logic provide us the right direction. Logic provide us the hidden meaning of the things, and emotions provides us vibrations. Emotions provides us memory based action. Emotions provide us what have we already heard from other, without finding is it truth, without finding is it only data, or without finding is it fact. So when we doing any action emotion driven, then we are losing our life, we are losing everything. I am not saying to you that you should not be an emotional person. You should be an emotional person, but you should be an emotional intelligent person. At least if you are not in the category of car C owner, you should be in the category of car B owner. But try to understand, if you are in the category of car A owner, that will hurt you more than anything. So only emotions driven thing, that's daydreaming, that's love, anger, crying, weeping, these all are emotion driven thing. These are not good or bad, they are just too powerful, and if they are not used properly, they will destroy you. See, caste is an emotion, creed is an emotion, language is an emotion, nationality is an emotion. These are emotions, and those who are in the power, those who are, better to say, logical, control the emotions. In their family, when we are young one, we are too emotional. What my mama said to me, they insult me, insult. But our father is a logical person at that time, because he is and at a certain age he are able to find the logic behind the things. So when we are quarreling with our parents in certain age, when we are in emotional mode, in the fire mode, better to say, the youngness, that is that time is too harmful if we are not driven by logic. So our Indian education system, or rather than to say the whole world education system, I would like to say, is killing the rationality, because they want that you should be emotional fool rather than emotional intelligent. So I am not criticizing anyone, I am requesting you, you have to become an emotional intelligent. If any emotion come to you, think that why it is happening with me, what is the reason, what is the true reason behind it. If you are able to find out the true reason, you will able to resolve that particular matter, that particular situation, that particular time with patience, and you will become the owner of car C, the logical mind. That's is the necessity in the, at least in the modern world. History also reward those who are logical, but at present we are too emotional, because at that time our sphere is too small. We lives in tribes, later we lived in village, then we shifted in cities, in industrial society. But now this is globalization of the internalization of the network, and now AI, they have changed the whole world. The whole world is on our fingertip. So we are every time under the better to say ocean of emotions. Whenever we use and social media platform, we are across hundred and thousand of emotion. The emotion of guilt, the emotion of shame, the emotion of motivation, the emotion of fighting, the emotion of sexual thoughts. These all are being put in our mind, and that these things continuously shaped our in unconscious mind, and we are uh, starting to become emotional and stop thinking rational or logical. So you have to at least find out the surface meaning of the thing. I'm not against that your anger is bad, your anger is good, your love is good, but try to find out your love is the real love, or is it is just uh, the attraction of your mind or the attraction of your senses. If you real love, the real love is not from the body, is not from the color, creed. The real love is something that happen with the personality, with the ethics of a person, with the rationality of the person, or better to say with the humanitarian qualities of a person. But so this is the last longing, because after a certain time you will be wrinkled, you lose your beauty, but whatever sustain the logic means the thing that will not change with the time, the universal acceptance, that is also called truth. And truth time satyamev jayate, at least in India. Truth is not just saying that you are speaking the fact. No, 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 that is not a truth. The truth is that the thing that is not changing over the course of time, that is relevant now, that was relevant in around billions of years ago, and that will sustain after billions of years. That is the truth, the fundamental of the thing. The fundamental of the thing, that love is not so just color, creed, or whatever we to say. The love is just like the how much you are able to companion with each other, or better to say, how can you how much you uh, accept each other beside your bad qualities. If someone know that you have some uh, not acceptable quality or bad quality, negative qualities, but still he believe, still he loves you, still he believe you, still, that is the true love. So just such type of love is logical love. Someone say logical means that you have to concern about your future. No, if you think that the future of my future is with this person is right or wrong, this is not logic. Yet maybe the person is not illogical, he may is still poor at present, he may become rich in the future, but if he or she is not logical, any society, I am not speaking about individual, they will not happy, or they will not satisfying the you. So the king of every era, they were so logical, they know what will be the future. And as you know, the those who were the super king, who was the powerful king, they always say that bar is not an option, it is an way to curb the bad, those rebellion who is against the truth. Yes, all of the major historical war, Genghis Khan also said only the king should be the shadow of the god. In his Persian autobiography, he's mentioned about too much things. So if you think that we are driven by emotions and we still be in the part of that 0.1%, I think it's so not so easy, because citizens, people, common men, we all are, including us, are the part of emotions. Everything, and emotion is directly attached to our senses. So in every religion, the priest class always exists, because the priest know that your emotion how to fulfill in every sphere of the world, in every religion. So it is impossible for everyone to follow the rigorous path of knowledge, the rigorous path of meditation, the rigorous path of reading books, doing experiment, and finding out the hidden truth of the things. So we always attack toward the emotional part. You see, just like, so we find drama, music, that sustain our that feed our, better to say, our senses. In every rituals of most religion, you will find the thing that fulfill our senses, whether it belong to ringing of the bells, whether it belong to be the candlelight that fulfill our eyes demand, whether willing community kitchen, community fooding, or pangat in India, just like in, so everything that is fulfill our whether the candlesticks that fulfill our nose, that khushbu, that smell, that fragrance in the compound of temples, in the compound of mosques. These all calm down our senses. So every text, everything that is personified as the god is from you, but the real thing is that these all are the surface emotions, because the accepted truth, the ultimate reality, the Brahman, is can only be achieved beyond the senses. He cannot be feel, it cannot be beyond the senses. Then if the god is beyond the senses, how can it you say that you have seen it, or uh, you have you, this is just an thing. Just I'm speaking to you, there is as the same way. Who is speaking? My inside, my soul, that is the part of god. After my death, all thing will be burned, all thing will be dissociate, also all thing will decompose, but words is still there, by which I am standing before you. What is this? This is my speakness, this is my atma, whatever it is say, this is my energy. So you have to find out the logic. Why I'm putting so much stress over the logic? So 90% of our generations, 90% of the religion over the world is framed in such a way that we start with emotion, we die in emotion without being a part of logic. So but those who are logical, those who questions, they were different. They changed the course of history. Those who find the thing why it happened, they were the brilliant. If the logical one is Mr. James Watt, what a man who bring the industrial revolution. The logical one is Michael Faraday, an illiterate person but logic. He is no formal education, but he is a logic, and his logic by which we are able to connect with each other. Due to the logic of Faraday, we are able to produce the current. Due to the logic of Faraday, we have so much electrical equipment, but due to the electricity, Mr. Volta, the father of electricity, what a logical man. Can electricity pass through metal? And his experiment changed the human history. Sir Isaac Newton, what was a logical man? What he think, how he observed. So these were the logical men who changed the whole history, the mankind. The logical man was who invented the fire. Yet that time chronicles have not recorded who was the, we should credit a particular person, but at least the logical men are the officers of every nation. I am not I am not surprising that you think that I am only favoring my country officer. No, officers, civil officers, they were the logical. Top CEOs, they are the logical. They find out what will happen in the future and how to be prepared for that particular thing. Sir Isaac Newton was a very logical person. Einstein, man of logic. And these logical person have also emotional person. So mostly of our physicists, those who change the human history, were philosophers. Philosophy is the wisdom of love. So those who love the wisdom, they obviously philosophy, whether they are part of the reading books, they are a good reader, yes or no, but they are a good listener, they are a good observer, and the most thing, they are a good thinker. In Indian history, there is a man who called Jillelai, Muhammad Jalal Akbar the Great. He was illiterate, but he had a logical mind. He listened the top level authority of that time, and by listening them, he earned the knowledge. By listening them, he earned the wisdom. By listening them, he developed the thoughts. And what was the result? We have a magnificent Mughal empire. This is nothing, this is a historical thing that it was good or bad, but there was an empire. We are not here to find out the result, we are here to find out who built this empire, what was the logic he used, how. So the real thing is that you able to find out the logic, yes or no. There is nothing good or bad in the world. The thing is that we are driven by the logic, or either we are driven by the emotions. If we are driven by the emotions, we will be substitute, we will be subordinate, we will be served to those who are logical. So everything have a logic. You have to develop that particular logic. And for the developing knowledge, for the developing logic, you have a sharp mind. And how you attain that sharp mind? Obviously, the ultimate path that's suggested by all the great people of their time, of every religion, of every high level maturity, that meditation, understand your mind, control your emotions. You should not be driven by emotion. If someone abuses you, you will start fighting with him or her. This proves that you are the most illogical person. First, find out why he is abusing you. Why? I am not saying that you have not to punish that particular person. Yes, if it is logical and if it is reality, if it is required, you have to punish. What Lord Krishna have done to Shishupal? Lord Krishna was logical. He know that. Why he is speaking so ugly to Lord Krishna? Because as the story tells us, he know that I have 100 chances. So you have also that someone say that I love you. So find out the depth. Why anyone love you? No one love you. Only they love your authority, they love your power, they love your money. And if they are not loving to you apart from these things, that is the real love. If they love due to your virtue, that is the real love. That is the shadow of the God love. So you become emotional intelligence. Don't be early to speak. Don't be too much fast in giving the answer. Sometimes you think that you are when in argument, if you speak more, you will become. No. You are not become dominant. You are proving that you are fool. The God is the second name of silence. The God is the second name of sharpness. The God is the second name of ultimate happiness. The God is the second name of us being blissful. Nothing can shake your internal peace in every situation. If someone hate you, have a time. If someone love you, take a time. If someone abuse you, take a time. Don't just react. Try to give the response. Believe in your value system. Think. Find why is happening this to me? Why is happening at this time? What is the reason behind it? And when you have some calculation, when you have some data input, when you have some fact before you or evidence before you, you are able to find out good decision. And you obviously you will become the driver of third car C, and you will achieve your destination with happiness. That is the goal. So if you think you have too much money, you are logical. No. Being have a money, have a logic is not possible. But if you are logical, there may be chances you will earn money. You, Aurangzeb, have a vast empire, ruin everything. Why? He's ego driven. He think that I'm a great emperor and I'm a great devotee of Almighty. But no, he's an ego driven. He destroyed the system that passed to him from his forefather due to ego. He's an emotion driven person. An emotional person are too dangerous if they are not logical. The more these emotional person have crucified the Jesus, these emotional person have beaten the Lord Mahavira, these emotional person have throw many of stone on Savitribai Phule, Ishwarchand Vidyasagar, Rajaram Mohan Rai, everyone being opposed by these emotional persons. So when you trying to do something scientifically logical, you are opposed from your family, your society. Why? Because they are tied to their emotions. So it is not easy. They can give their life or they can take your life, but they are not going to lose their emotions. So emotions are very dangerous thing if they are not uh, put in proper direction. That's why in the Rome there is a old story, old proverb. When citizens are hungry, start circus in the city because their emotions of anger convert into the emotion of joy, and this is still being used by the whole ruling class all over the world. What is circus? At least in India, these all social platform, I am not condemning them, first thing, but the content on them is, what is this? That is hiding the real agenda, hiding the real thing. If suppose that all become logical, they will start asking question to the authorities, and that will shook their throne. So they want that you should always be a part of entertainment, you should be part of mob, you should be part of illogical. So at the state level, 90% of us become emotions, caste is emotion, religion emotions, creed is emotions, and king is driven by, or ruling class is driven by the logic of profit, the logic of power. In the same sense, our brain, when become emotional, it harmful for us, but when it become logical, it gives us a powerful message, it gives a blissful understanding. So always think, always do after knowing why it happened, how it happened, what will be the consequences. At least you are not God, but you can predict as per your wisdom. Never try to hurt anyone, because when you start capturing negative emotions are very dangerous. The emotion of hate, the emotion of jealous, the emotion of fear, the emotion of uh, better to say lying, these all are negative emotion. The emotion of filtering, the emotion of laziness, no, these all are very bad emotions. They kill not your mind ability, your brain power, it's also kill your ability to attract positive vibes. It kills your thought process, it kills your the most important prefrontal cortex working. It's it kills your all understanding power. So never to be attached towards a negative thought, never be negative thinker, never be affected. Try to avoid the violent scene, try to avoid the unauthorized sexual contacts, visuality, because in the initiality they feel good for our eyes, but later they will harmful. Otherwise, if you have a power control over your mind, when then your senses cannot do harmful for you. But never be part of anything negativity. Never say I cannot do this thing. Are you God? Then why are you saying I cannot do that thing, he cannot do that thing? No, always give positive vibes to others. Always be powerful thought process. Always say yes, you can do it. Always say yes, I can do it. This positivity is the necessity. If you are not positive, by default our due to our evolutionary process we are too feared. We have this body, but our brain is 5,000 or more than 5,000 year are old. It survive in always in a fear atmosphere. The fear of tiger, the fear of lion, the fear of fire, the fear of rain. So obviously our mind is always fearful. You say we are doing overthinking. This is not overthinking, is in your hand. This evolution process by which we are too cautious about everything. You cannot improve this brain function in a one day. It's evolved from throughout thousands of years. So what you can control? You can control your positive vibes. Always saying if you got failed, accept the failure. Always good command, accept the failure. And there is nothing good failure or success. Accept I fail, I take responsibility, I will improve. I fight alone, I lose alone, I win alone, and I succeed alone, and I will sit on the throne alone. That should be the mentality. No one is you. And why are you feared? Do you believe that you are the part of Almighty? You believe that you are a part of nature? And if you're a scientist at least, you should believe that science is ultimate, you are driven by science, then why are you so feared? If you have no money, find out the ways. If you have relationship problem, do communication. If you have the problem of overthinking, write down the thoughts on paper. And if you have the problem of not deciding what is right or wrong, improve your habits. Perform some meditative activities. You perform activities that you can sustain for a long time. Just walking, just speaking. All this improve your dopamine, serotonin, and these are the hormones that fire your emotions. But never do something negative. And at least avoid whatever you did till today. Let's remove and promise to yourself that okay, I will not be a part of negativity from now. I'm positive, everything is good. Yes, your perception is your reality. What you think, that if you are negative, you think everything happening is negative. If you are good, you think all are good. If you are a casteist, you think all are casteist. If you are religious, you think all are religious. So the outer world is just nothing, the input of your inner world. If you improve your inner world, the outer world always helpful to you. So don't try to change anybody else, try to improve yourself. And we are doing reverse thing. The real religiousness is you should always be positive. Do the positive thing, listen positive music, do as a positive, do plantation that give you positivity. Praise your mother, praise your father, praise your friends that give you positivity. Praise your wife, that's give you positivity. Write good thing, avoid bad thing. If you scroll on social media, follow the right thing. Don't follow the vulgar content, don't follow the sexual content. anything that give you negativity. I'm not, you have, it depend on individual to individual. I am not responsible for your negativity, you are responsible for your negativity. Follow our channel if you think that we are giving you some helpful thoughts. So fuel your car with good emotions, and wisdom should be driven by logic, and you will have a magnificent and blissful and beautiful and happy, and the most important and ultimate peaceful life, and that is our goal. Thank you.